Hi traders, so this is a trade I took on gold, and this very trade gave me about 1:7 risk to reward ratio, and I made over $800 from this very trade. This is another trade I took on Euro USD, and this very trade is currently running in over 1:8 risk to reward ratio profit, right? And I also dropped this very signal to the Telegram. This very video is gonna be a trade recap, right? On how I do the analysis, how I did the analysis, how I took the trade, how I calculated my risk, literally everything on how I go about trading. So you guys are gonna let me know if you love videos like this, so I'll keep dropping videos on all the trade recap I'm doing, right? All the trade I took every day, I'll come here, do a trade recap on it, so you guys can easily learn from it and see for yourself how many of the trade you were able to catch as well. So this is the only trade I took today, which is on gold, and I'm gonna show you how I did the recap. So let's go. All right, so this was a gold sell I took right here, which gave me over 1:7 risk to reward ratio. If I kept on holding it, would have given me over 1:10, but I didn't hold. I just took my profit at 1:7. So this was how I went about this very trade. Now I did the analysis early in the morning. Right, let me show you. I did the analysis by 6 a.m. this morning. So I just woke up. I do love to trade London section most of the time because during New York, I'm always busy and I'm not most times present on the chart. So I do love to trade the London section. So I woke up early, 6 a.m. Then I went to my chart. Then as of last week, I had a setup on gold. Right, I had a setup on gold as of last week. So that setup was also a sell. As you already know, gold has been bearish, and if any market at all, if it's bearish, that means the direction is going down. I'm always gonna look for a trade that's always gonna respect that move, right? If it's bearish, I'm always gonna look out for sales. So as of last week, before the week ended, I had this other sell I took, which I also sent the setup and the player to the Telegram. This was the sell I took last week. Then over the weekend, I was expecting a sell from this very region, and this was how I took this very sell today. So when the market opened today, I went to my higher time frame, which is a 2-hour time frame, and you guys know that's what I do most of the time. Then on a higher time frame, 2-hour, 4-hour, daily time frame, those are the 3 different time frame I use. Then on a higher time frame, I notice we have this major low, which is like an order block, where price can likely get to and start before it will start buying. So now, then we also have this low. We also have this long wick low. You guys already know this long wick is like an order block, but it's a key level on a higher time frame, right? So you can mark out this long wick, and if you notice, that was where I took my profit of this trade. So this was a long wick, a possible order block where price can come back to. Then this was another order block where price can likely come back to. So I knew that okay, gold is still gonna sell because it has not sold off to any of this region, meaning it's still gonna sell till it gets to that region before it will eventually change and start buying. So my entry time frame is always my lower time frame. And first thing I just did was this, right? The first thing I did was just to mark out this 4-hour high. Can you see that high? This candle closure. This is what I teach in my key level. This is what I teach on my key level. So on a 2-hour time frame is a major high. You can see that? It's a major high. Then on a lower time frame, 15 minutes time frame, 30 minutes time frame, those are where I do enter my trade. You can see this is a high, of which I marked this out and I said when the price breaks this very high, it's gonna be a change of character, right? But the price did not break it. So I was expecting it, once it breaks it, it's gonna be a change of character. I mean, the buyers are gonna likely start stepping in. But it didn't break it. So my stop loss was right there. And my entry was from this long wick, of which you already know long wick is an order block. So I had my entry like this from this very order block. Stop loss above it, then using this high as a liquidity. It has all the confirmation I trade, which is first one, the break of structure, right? Then first pullback, this is a break of structure. Then this was the first pullback after the break of structure, of which is a liquidity, right? This is not a liquidity protecting my break of structure. So automatically it's a valid trade, right? So that was how I took this very trade. And if you watch, this was the setup right here. This was where I had the setup for the sell, and later ran and hit full TP. And if you watch closely, on my WhatsApp, right, I have a mentorship class where I go over teach students how to trade, and also in the mentorship class I have a general group for all my students. So in the general group, those who have been with me since January, they are also there. So they also drop their setups right there, where I can easily go over, check their setup, correct them, and also drop my own setups. Now if you watch earlier this morning, take a look at the group, which is the Geek Mentee General Group. So earlier this morning, everyone was posting TP. Take a look at what's happening right here. So earlier this morning, people were posting full TP. You can see full TP hit. Thanks, great mentor. Right? I guess I'm the only mentor they had. Now take a look at this other one. This other one said this was the first analysis he did, and it's already playing out. Right? Then this was another TP. This morning they were just hitting TP. So I was not feeling bad because I can't show my TP, my full TP. So this was what I said. Take a look at what I said. My own TP is loading, right? So this was when it was now playing out, right? Since everyone was posting TP, I said my own TP was loading earlier this morning by 8:43 a.m. So we're already up and we're already trying to make money. So this was the setup I had on the gold. Take a look at it. Take a look at the setup right here on the gold. I dropped it right here. And if you watch, I also dropped this as a correction for my students. Take a look at what I did. Right, if you notice, one of these my students said gold is bullish. Take a look at what he said. That was what I replied, and I did the analysis, and I was already on the sell, so I just had to drop it as a correction. So someone said gold is bullish. Then this was another student dropping his own setup on gold. This was what he was expecting for gold to buy till it gets here before going down. Then this was I already told them. I said I'm already on the gold. I said this is what I'm seeing on gold. Then someone was not saying gold was bullish, so I had to correct him. I said you can't just say gold is bullish unless it breaks that high, which is the high I marked out as a change of character. That's if gold eventually breaks it. So literally that was what we did this morning, and this was the setup, right? And I slept off in the afternoon, but on waking up I see that the trade hit full TP, right over 1:7 risk to reward ratio. Now I also took a trade on Euro USD. Right, but this morning I also had a setup on BTC. Let me show you this very BTC setup now. Missed entry, right? We didn't go activated and the trade did not trigger. I did similar thing. I had to go to my higher time frame. So on the higher time frame, BTC did not get to any key level, which is gonna make it buy. So I was not expecting more sales, right? So BTC sold off for some time, but it didn't get to any major level. This is a candle closure. This is a possible zone BTC can get to. Right? This is a possible zone BTC can get to. But it didn't get there before it started doing this buy. So now I was not expecting sales. I was not expecting more sales till it gets there before it will eventually give a change of character and buy. But news, fundamentals do affect BTC. So it's always crazy. Then if you watch closely, this was a 4-hour time frame major high, a major resistance, which is what I mark out as a key level. But on a lower time frame is an order block. You guys already understand that concept. Then this was a high I was using as my liquidity, which if you watch closely, this was a break to the downside, break of structure. Then this liquidity now was created before the break of structure, right, which is an internal pullback. Which, if you want to learn all of this, my personal trading strategy, how I trade it, then click on the link. That's the first link in the description to join my mentorship class, right? Now, this was the key level I marked out, right? And if you watch, it just came so close but didn't trigger. It just ran to hit full TP. I was expecting about 1:6 risk to reward ratio on this very trade, but it didn't happen. It just went ahead and hit full TP. Then this Euro USD trade, we took it as of last week, right? This was a setup. I also dropped this as a signal, but other setup I didn't drop it as a signal. It was just my personal trade, just myself. Then for us to drop for my student, if you notice the good trade I took, one of my students also took it, and take a look at what he said right on the good. Take a look at what he said. Thanks, I've recovered half of my previous loss today on my funded nest. Meaning he took some other trade for himself, doing his own analysis, then he took it then on gold. So I have to say enjoy the profit, right? Now, this was how I took this very Euro USD, and the signal was also dropped. Take a look at the signal. This is my Telegram. The link is in the description. It's 100% free. I drop signals once in a while, right? Right. I do drop signals there once in a while. Now, if you watch, this was a setup I had on the Euro USD. Right. I dropped that signal. Euro USD sell limits, and this trade hit full TP. But before it hit the full TP, this was what Euro USD did. It took so many traders out at break even. But me, I didn't set my break even. I was still on the trade. Take a look at what happened. It came, activated our trade, ran down in profit, came back to break even, before finally going down to hit full TP. Right, the trade was over 1:4. That's for the general, for the signal was about 1:4. But for my own analysis, I gave it over 1:10 because I was expecting more sales. You can see it right there, 1:10 risk to reward ratio. And if you watch closely, what I did was this. It was a major move I was expecting. I was expecting the price to come, tap on it, give this reaction, then drop aggressively. You can see the bias, right? This was generally what my view was. Then take a look at it. It's currently dropping the same way I expected the reaction. It came activated, it gave the reaction, then started collapsing. You notice similar reaction. I already had this set up, I guess, since on the 22nd of July. That's last week, Monday or Tuesday, thereabout. Right, that was when I had the setup on Euro USD. So that was how I took this trade on Euro USD on gold. Right, let me show you how I took this on Euro USD. On Euro USD, this market was going down. Right, overall this market was going down, but it didn't get to any key level before buying. That's something I do consider. It didn't get to any major key level before it started buying. So I use this my 4-hour time frame order block. Notice an order block right there. Then it has a break to the downside, break of structure. Then before it broke structure, it had this internal pullback. Now, why did I use this very order block? Why did I use this other one? Why did I use this other one? Why did I use this other one? Right? I use this very one. I use very one because most times this one has not been mitigated. Right? This one has not been mitigated. If you notice, this one has been tapped into on a 4-hour time frame. This other one has been tapped into. This other one is not so clear, but I use this very major one. Because this one now has liquidity protecting it, but it has not been tapped into, so I took the sell from there. And you can see 1:10, currently giving me over 1:7 already, almost 1:8, so it's still floating right there. So this is how I trade, and this is how I take trade every single time. If you want to learn my system, you want to learn how I trade, just click on the link and then join. I'm showing everything live, how I did the analysis, all the setups, how I dropped it for my students. So I don't go over, show off, and then teach, and then don't do it. Right? I do it, and not all. We don't win all trades. Today I didn't hit any stop loss. If I did any stop loss, I will show you that I hit a stop loss. Right? This was just, it happened, but it didn't trigger. It was just a trade I was anticipating, but it didn't come back, so I just left it. Then this was another trade. I already took this last week, but this I canceled my limit order. I set my limit order, but I cancelled it. My sell was right here. My stop loss was right there. My take profit is this extreme low, right? Now, if you watch closely, I also dropped this for my students as well. If you watch, someone still took the trade, but me personally, I already deleted my limit order because of it was last week and it missed entry last week. Let me show you. You can see this person saying triggered. You can see the triggered right there, and if you watch, is the GPJPY that I took last week. Look at the sell limit, the limit order and everything, entry, stop loss. And if you watch, when I dropped the message that very day, I said missed. You can see what I said. I said missed. I set my limit order, but it means I just canceled the limit order. But today he was now like, that's triggered. Right? It was now like triggered. So I was now asking, are you still in? Right? Are you still in? So he said, yes, sir. So now it's currently floating in profit. You can see that. Almost 1:2. Right? So that's how I trade every single time. And I'll see you. If you love videos like this, just let me know. I'm doing this for the first time, I guess. Just let me know if you want me to keep repeating my trade recap. So every day I will try my best to do video on the trade I took, how I took them. Right? Just a recap on all the trade. Then you see for yourself if you're able to catch similar trade. If you took similar trade, then you also start learning and improving with my system. So see for yourself if this video was helpful. And if it was helpful, like and then drop it in the comment section. And I'll see you all in the very next video. So take care, guys.